Okay, identification programs. These can also be past life programs and present life programs. What do I mean by that? It's when you identify with someone you believe to be like them. And so you identify with them and adopt their way of being in life. This is another way that we can sabotage ourselves from being on our soul mission, which requires us to step into our true, authentic self. Let me introduce myself. I'm Natasha Bailey. I work with spiritual professionals and entrepreneurs who are struggling to ground their soul mission, despite having tried many treatments or coaching methods. I help you to identify the deeper hidden blocks, plug those blocks, release them, so you can finally fulfill your purpose on this planet. So this is another video that I'm doing in a series of video around past life karmic programs. In this video, I'm talking about identification programs. So what are those? Identification programs are programs where you believe you share a trait, a personality trait with someone. For example, a parent who might be thoughtless, or someone who is behaving in a particular way you believe to be like them. The problem is that you end up generating a lot of negative energy by adopting or identifying with a trait that somebody else has. And this leads you to pick up a lot of negative energies, which hold you back and limit you. The aim is always to try and be your true, authentic self, rather than trying to copy somebody else, which is basically what an identification program is all about. So often in our current lives, we may identify with one or both parents in certain ways, and use them as a role model in life and adopt their behaviors, attitudes, and programs, basically. Now, in many cultures, there's this strong belief you've got to honor your parents. So therefore you identify with your parents and live your life as if you were them. But this limits you from the ability from truly living your life to your fullest potential. Um, and there's another belief that people adopt, which is they feel they have to be like their parents in order to be liked by them or loved by them, be accepted by them. And not to behave like them might mean that they are ostracized or they're rejected in some way. And, part of the human condition is that we want to be part of a tribe. We want to belong somewhere. So one of the ways we try to belong is by copying others, so that we signal to them, hey, I'm like you, I'm safe, please accept me, please love me. Problem is, if a lot of that person's traits are hurtful or harmful, then it's going to sabotage you on your soul mission purpose. Another problem people can have is they can actually overcompensate and adopt the opposite uh, way of being. So they completely disidentify with somebody else. So I'm going to give an example from my life. Like I have a mother who has really serious anger management issues, and I've vowed that I would never be like her, because I would never want to subject anybody to, the pain of being at the terrifying end of her temper tantrums. But the problem that led for me was completely disidentifying, not owning healthy anger. Healthy anger is a signal when someone crosses the line with us, and it's totally okay, authentic, and respectful of oneself, to own your anger, express it, tell people that's not okay. It spurs us into action. So by disowning my anger, which I believe to be a character trait of my mother's that I did not want to identify with, I disarmed my kind of healthy boundary systems. So it led to being like taken advantage of, or people like taking the piss. So it's not healthy to go the opposite way either. Now, let's say you have identified with somebody's character trait. I don't know, maybe you see, maybe arrogance might be a trait, right? But you may adopt a self-punishment program for being like that other person. Once again, you're generating a lot of negative energies, including with the disidentification program, which still binds you to the other person. So collecting all these unhelpful energies is another way that's limiting you. You can also identify with somebody else in another life, in a past life. So it's helpful to identify. So funny, we're talking identification. It's helpful to identify where the root cause of your identification program comes from. And this is where past life clearing is super, super helpful. And so the solution is clear the programming from the root, from the past life, if necessary, and then reparent yourself and make a choice. Okay, how do I want to be? What's authentic to myself, rather than trying to copy somebody else. And being your authentic self is the most important thing when you want to be on your soul mission path and be on your life purpose. So if you want to find out if perhaps identification programs are running from present or past lives, I encourage you to take the free healing session. I've put the link to that down below. That comes with a series of videos that explains how I help you identify if you have those programs and what the solutions are to clear them. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, please share, like, and subscribe for more information. Take care for now.